So let me give me a second. So currently I disable the mic option for all the members. If you have any doubts, please raise a hand or ping on the chat so that I will enable the mic option for them to discuss actively. Okay. Uh, s- so let me share my screen. Give me a second. Okay. So welcome all once again. Uh, Logic Lab Technologies for joining the course of AWS Solution Architect course. And introducing myself, my name is Srujan, and I am having 8 years of experience as an IT industry uh, engineer, and I work on the AWS cloud for around 5 years of experience. So I will try to teach you the AWS course so that that will be helpful for you to learn. And the batch number for this is 230. And if any doubts or if any queries related to the course or something, please contact or reach out to support@logiclabstech.com. Okay. And coming to the course content, friends, if you want to download the course content, please scan the QR code available there. That will help you to understand what is the course, what are the topics that will be covered in it. And the first 5 sessions will be the demo sessions. Uh, and the timings of the course is 7 to 8, and that is fixed. Okay. And the course duration will be around 4 to 5 weeks. Currently in the PPT it is shown as 5 weeks. So 1 week is like a buffer time. So mostly by 4 weeks, within a 4 weeks, we will complete the course on AWS Solution Architect course. The course fees is 2,499 rupees. Okay. Interested student, please register to this or register to this course. Okay. And whatever the course that will be covered and what it will be recorded, and access to that recordings will be for the lifetime. Okay. So whatever the recordings that will be taken, that will be immediately uploaded into the portal. I will discuss that also now. For any further discussion, please reach out to this below mentioned numbers, so that will help you to understand. Okay. All right. Yes, coming for the general information, if you have any queries, please reach out to logiclabsteam.com, whether it is related to the course or related to the topics. Okay, I got some doubt here. Yes, Praveen, if you do the payment today, your ID will be added. Mostly till fifth session, right? From yesterday's to fifth session, all will be same. But from the sixth day, right, you will get a separate link as you have done the payment actually. So if you do the payment today also, your ID will be added. So no issues on that. Yeah. So you will get a confirmation from the Logic Lab teams actually. Okay. So you got it right, Praveen? What I said? Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, right. It's already done, right? Yes, yes. Then your ID will be added there, Praveen. Okay. No issues on that. So from the sixth day, you will get a separate link of Zoom in which the course will be continued on that actually. Okay. As I discussed before, the first 5 sessions will be free. And from the sixth session, the Zoom link will be shared to the users who has registered for this course. Okay. And one point, there will be no change in the batch shifting. Okay. So whatever the timings that has been fixed, that will be run till the course completion. Okay. So the timings is from the 7 to 8 a.m. every day in the morning. Okay. Sorry. For related to session updates, the WhatsApp team will be there. The WhatsApp community group will be there. I will share in the chat. I would request to all join that group. And Yes, coming to the recordings, there is a one portal called Graphy, which is maintained by the Logic Labs. So they will provide an access to all the registered users. Sorry, all registered users to access the notes and the videos of the course. And the Logic Lab team availability is from the 9 a.m. to 7 p.m., right? From the Monday to Saturday. Okay. So this is what the general information is. Okay. Now let me go through the course actually. Just brief because maybe some few new students may be joining to the session today. Right. Right. So in the AWS cloud, what is this AWS cloud and what's the use of it? Right. We are hearing this word called AWS cloud everywhere. So what it is actually? Basically, if you go from the last 10 to 15 years, the virtualization has came into the industry and it has helped a lot to manage the workload of the IT systems. Right. You may heard the word the legacy, the most famous tool that is called as a VMware. VMware was the first thing which has introduced a virtualization platform so that you can use the resources and you will get a more outputs from the limited resources. Right. So in the VMware, you have to maintain the data centers and all. So that is a one kind of system. But now the cloud is totally the headache is on the cloud team. The user will have access to the resources and he will create it and go. It is like a pay as you go model. We will discuss what are those things actually. Okay. So currently in the market, there are three clouds which are most famous. That is Azure, AWS, and GCP. Okay. So here you may get a doubt which services is better to go for the platform change and all. Friends, I would say all are same. The basic motto and the basic principle of this cloud is same. There will be some change in the GUI, there will be some name change in the naming convention. Okay. So all our three are good. Okay. So you can opt any of three. As you are opting AWS cloud, so it is also good. And the market value is also good for the AWS cloud currently. Many startup companies are approaching AWS to set up or to approach the usage of the cloud services for their infrastructure maintenance and all, right? Okay. So we will coming to the course, friends. We will have two categories. One is the network basics, and other is the AWS cloud. Network basic will be like a brief introduction about what is network, what kind of parameters you will have to see. Okay. And what are the various things that will have available in the cloud in the networking, like what is IP address, what is IPv4, what is IPv6. Okay. What is subnets and all, right? So these are things which we'll discuss in the network basics. Now coming to the AWS cloud, we will discuss it continuation. Give me a second. So coming to the networking basics, we will discuss, and coming to the certifications, friends, I would like to highlight it yesterday also and today also. See, the certification is a good way to do and complete it. Okay. But don't feel like if you don't have a certification, you cannot crack the jobs or you not get opportunities. It is not like that. Okay. The opportunities are totally reliable on how much you have learned the AWS course, basically. Okay. So, how much content you have kept in your mind, how much you can analyze the requirement and implement the cloud on the real time is what matters a lot. Okay, so this course will help you in the preparation of the AWS Solution Architect certification. Okay, I would not say that going with this course only you will able to crack the course. It is not like that. We have to put more efforts apart from joining the session every day 1 hour. We have to prepare ourselves. We have to run the real-time scenarios on our own, right? So that will be easy for you to complete the solution architect associate examination. There are a few things which I thought to share with you, friends. The certification cost is around 153 US dollars. Okay. Once you fail, you have another attempt to clear the certification. If you fail that attempt also, then there is no use to roll it back. Okay. And the questions which we get will be the multiple choice questions, and remember, all are scenario based questions. Nobody will ask what is AWS definitions, what is cloud definitions. No. Those days are gone. Now the total 60 minutes examination will have all the scenario based questions from 1 to 30 questions, or let's say 1 to 80 questions. All will be scenario based questions only. Okay, they will provide you some scenario and you have to select the options. So it is totally a multi choice question type of examination, and all the multi choices will be same. If you see the answers, right, all of four will be, you think like yes, all the four are correct options, but there will slightly variation in the selection of the answers. Okay, so there are three certifications available for the AWS cloud. One is AWS practitioner fundamental, that is the first basic level. The second one is AWS solution architect associate, that is the second level. And the third level is AWS solution architect professional. Okay, so associate certification is good. I would suggest go for that first rather than going for the professional, because if you want to clear the professional, you should and you must have AWS Solution Architect Associate certification completed. Okay, and for the people who are new to the platform and all, they can go for this associate examination only. That will help them to understand how to go through it. Okay. And one more thing, whatever the questions comes, that will not be repeated. Okay. The question paper changes dynamically. Okay. Yeah, it is not like that. If you get some dumps and you try to make it, it is not like that. The questions will vary a lot actually. Okay. This is for the associate level, Praveen. This is purely for the associate level, not for the professional. Professional is slight a bit higher level. I would say like a L3, L4 level of support will be there. So what is this L1, L2 means? Suppose a person joins as a fresher, he will be supporting L0 level support. Okay. If the person is getting 1 year or 2 years experience, then that candidate will comes under L1 band. As the experience increases, the L bands will changes actually. Okay. So the current course is totally been under the boundary of associate level rather than the professional level. Okay. So this is what the certification path is. Okay. So coming to the next, we will discuss about the components of the computing. Okay, we'll discuss understanding the core components of the compute. What is the computers and what is the servers? We will discuss that part also. And the data center. You may heard this word, the buzzword, data centers, DCs. Okay, we'll discuss what those things also, how it has come, how it has evolved into the market. All these things we will discuss. And we'll discuss about the virtualization also, the concept of hypervisor, the VMware, small scale, the large scale. Okay. And we'll discuss about the introduction of the cloud computing, types of cloud, public, private, hybrid. These are the types of clouds available. And coming to the expenditure, we'll discuss about capital expenditures, operational expenditures. Okay. And we'll discuss the basics of networking, TCP and IP protocol. What is LAN, WAN? Okay. And discuss about the IP, IPv4, IPv6, private IP, public IP. And what is this NAT, network address translation? And we'll discuss about the CIDR range of defined networks, subnetting. We'll discuss about the OSI model also. Okay. Now the real part comes into the picture, that is AWS, the public cloud. What is this public cloud? What is infrastructure? What is the meaning of a region? What is the meaning of availability zone? How it is been selected by the user to create the services? Okay, and we'll discuss about the higher availability also. Overview of the AWS services, networking, storage, compute, database, DNS, we will discuss. Okay, then we'll have identity and access management, that is IAM users, IAM roles, IAM policies also. Okay, and AWS virtual private cloud, creating our first instances. Okay, and then we'll discuss about networking, setting up the 40s, like how the networking comes, what is VPC, what is subnet, NACL, route table, what I mean by public private route table, internet gateway, NAT gateway. We will discuss what is elastic IP also. We will discuss, and we will do the practical session like how these are being created. Okay. So basically, the course will be a combination of the theoretical and as well as the practical. Okay, so that will help you to be in touch with both the theoretical and the practical sessions. Okay, and coming to the next level, that is what is EC2, what is the usage of the Linux and the Windows, and what are the instance types, what is on-demand instance, reserved instance, what is AMI also we'll discuss. And we'll discuss about the storage part, what is block storage, what is elastic block storage, and what are the volumes, kind of volumes, what is a snapshot, and elastic file systems, compute, we will discuss about it, load balancers, layer 4, layer 7. Storage part also we'll discuss like what is S3, which is called a simple storage services. We'll discuss those services. These are all services provided by the AWS friends. Okay. So the person who goes through this roles, right, like solution architect or AWS administrator, they should know these all services, like not in depth, but at least he should know what are those services, what is the use of it, in what way I can help the team to work out their issues. Okay, so these are the basic services which every person has to remember, and it should be free and easy go to do the practical session, or if someone asks you, please provide this or please get it down like that. Okay, and we'll discuss about RDS also, multi-AZ backups and restore. We'll discuss about the DynamoDB Route 53 also. Okay, so these are the things which we will cover during the course. Okay, so till now, any doubts, friends, please let me know. I will try to help it out. Let me share this chat also. Okay, and coming to the core, please consult this respective team. They will guide you to that. Okay, so I hope nobody have a doubts, I guess. Okay, yes. So any new person who hasn't joined yesterday's first session but has joined the session today? Anyone like that? Just for brief introduction, I'm asking it because okay, we had some raised hands. Durga Prasad. Okay, right. Right. Yeah. Hello, Durga. Can you briefly explain yourself? I enable the.
Yeah. Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Good morning. Am I audible?
Yeah. Hello, Durga. Yes. Yes. You're audible. Yes. Yes.
Uh, yeah, hi, sir. I'm a research scholar, sir. Like, I'm pursuing my PhD in aerospace department, like in IIT Madras.
Okay. Okay.
And
Fine. Fine.
I'm doing this course just to learn things and just to explore or learn things,
Okay. Okay. Right. 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 Right.
not to get any kind of job or something.
Uh-huh. Gotcha. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Fine. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you, Durga, for joining this session. I hope
Yeah.
this session will help you a lot to understand the technological prospect of this AWS cloud and all.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Fine. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Durga. Anyone else, friends, there? Okay, Viraj Saveshar. Oh, sorry. Sorry, Viraj. Yeah. Viraj, let me enable your chat. Yes, Viraj, you can speak now. Yeah. Can you try to speak?
Hello,
Yeah, Viraj, yeah, tell me. Yeah.
sir. My name is Viraj.
Yeah.
Sir, yeah, Linux command is important. This course.
Basics are required, Viraj. Actually, what happens like there were the days when there will separate team for the Windows management and as well for the Linux. But now, as the transitions are coming, the person has to know the basics of Linux also and Windows. See, if you don't know,
Okay.
try to understand it. But if you don't know, that then means that you cannot do the AWS course. It is not like that. It is not a
Hmm.
mandatory or prerequisite. The basic thing
Okay.
which happens in the AWS cloud is you have to manage the infrastructure. The Linux
Right.
command comes when you are logging into the any server and trying to run the commands. Okay, so that is
Okay.
a secondary, but you should able to understand what is AWS cloud and what are the services available and how can I use it respective
Mhm.
to the requirement actually.
Okay.
Okay, right. So suppose I am one user. I came to you and say I need two instances, or let's say I need two
Mhm.
servers. Okay, so what
Mhm.
you will do, you will ask me what are the configurations you want, how much RAM you want, how much CPU you want. In that, you will
Right.
ask what is OS also you want. So this is the things which happens in the real time also. Okay,
Mhm.
so you have to know that technical perspective. If a person comes, or if or a user comes and ask, troubleshooting the issues while accessing the resources.
Mhm.
Okay, so that is the thing. It is not like that if you don't know Linux, you can't. It is not like that.
Mhm.
It is one part of the course actually.
Okay. Okay.
Right?
Okay. Thank
Okay,
you,
fine.
sir.
Yep.
Mhm.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, I got a raise hand from Priyanka also. Yes, Priyanka, you can speak now. If you want to speak.
Yeah. Are
Yeah,
you able
yeah, Priyanka.
to hear?
Yes, now I'm able to hear Priyanka. Yeah, please go on.
Yeah, this is Priyanka, and
Okay,
I have a career gap of 2 years. So
okay.
is this course, I hope this course will be useful for me to continue my career.
Uh-huh, uh-huh. Okay, yeah, yeah, sure, sure. So just for introduction, like what kind of career you had before? It is IT profession or something else actually?
Yeah, IT only. I was working as an administrator, AWS administrator, not
Okay,
at
okay,
high
fine.
level. I have joined as a graduate, so not at the
Okay,
high
okay.
level.
All
But
right,
I
all
have
right.
but I have experience on the AWS, but some small services,
Mm-hmm.
but not in the
Mm-hmm.
depth.
Okay, okay. Right, right, right. Yeah, sure, yeah, sure, Priyanka. Yeah, thank you for joining the session. Sure, it will help you to enhance your course and your caliber on that. So yes, yes, that will helpful for all of us.
Okay. And another thing is, I have five
Yeah.
years of experience. So,
Uh-huh.
is that effect only associate, or I need to take some other means professional also?
I
Prof-
would suggest like if you are in a starting phase of the career, let's say for like 4 years or 5 years, right? If you really have a real-time experience on AWS of around, let's say 4 years, something. Okay. But
Okay.
basically for the AWS professional certification, if you go to the website and see, they will ask minimum 2 years of real-time experience on the AWS if you want to go for the professional. And if you want to really go for professional, first you have to complete associate certification. That is a
Yeah.
prerequisite actually. So if you don't have associate, first complete the associate certification and then
Oh,
try to take a more knowledge, more experience, and after 1 year or 2 years, try to go for professional. That is all.
oh, okay, okay.
Okay,
Thank you.
right.
Thank
Yeah. So the main difference between the professional and the associate is like for all the people I'm telling, associate is let's say like a medium level of services. Professional is like he's like ultimatum means he will be like a lead for the technological teams. Okay, so the users will come to them and he has to provide a full architecture from the scratch. So that much of knowledge should a person has in the professional level actually if he is going for the certification of professional.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank you.
right. Yeah, thank you. All right. So any more doubts, friends? Uh, Not for new people also. Anyone has a doubts with yesterday's or today's sessions? All good, right? Right. Okay, fine. So let's proceed further with the course actually. Um, yes. So let's discuss few things. Let's discuss a few basic things which we learned when we were kids. Right. What is computer? What is the things? What we do? Basically, we used to play games on the computers. If you see in the olden days, right, what we do basically, we will do sit in front of the computers and run various games, whether it's a Need for Speed, whether it's a Empire Stage. At the time, we used to play that game. Now there are many games coming into the platform. So let's discuss about what's the use of the computers and all, right? And we'll discuss what is how the evolution of computers happens and what is data centers, what is cloud technologies. So these are the buzzwords which we have heard from the last 15 years of span actually. Okay. So if you see this person, he is a person, his name is Charles Babbage. You may heard somewhere in our education systems. He was a person who has designed the computer. What's the use of the computer? He has manually created one system and which is called as a computer that has helped to calibrate or to calculate or to complete our tasks actually. Okay. So coming to the introduction of the computers, the first thing is computers. Computers is simply basically, I will not go with the definition. It's an electronic device basically, okay, which knows only binary language, okay, and will follow the various instructions to complete your daily tasks, okay. So what is this data centers? Okay, basically the computer means will have a computer, okay. Let's say there is one user who is trying to access it, okay, but what about the people who are there who are accessing like 1000 to 500 members trying to access the computer and completing that the basic task, whether it's a computer level task, whether it's a research level task, they need some guidance, right? So in that case, the data center has come into the market. Basically the data center will be a size of huge, okay, there will be not telling about the virtual, the physical machines will be there, okay. So that will help to calibrate. My voice is audible, right? I saw some network disturbance, so just asking. Okay, fine. Right. So coming to the data centers, it's a large group of network computers, servers typically used by organizations for the remote access, right, and processing in the distribution of large amount of data. Okay, so the data will be huge, friends. See, in our systems and laptop, we manage up to 500 to 1 TB of data. But if you go to the data center levels, right, it will be like a 10x and for 10x or 100x of size of TVs. That is called as a petabyte. Okay, the large amount of petabyte of data will be available in the data centers actually. Okay, and coming to the cloud technologies, a cloud is a virtual space that exists on the internet. Okay. One thing I would say is see cloud, it is still like cloud technology. That is means the systems are staying on the cloud. It is just a myth. They have used the word as a cloud. Cloud means you get a provision of the resources wherever you go, round the clock. Okay. So if you are staying in Andaman and Nicobar, you will get an access of cloud. If you're staying in Africa, also you will get an access. If you're staying in Russia, US, Canada, or Australia, or South America, or you say Europe, so wherever the locations you are staying, you will get an access to the AWS cloud, or let's say services you have. Okay, so it is like simply getting a more accessibility and more scalability. Okay, what is this scalability? If you heard it, I would brief you. Like scalability means as per the requirement of a user, the resources should be available for them also. Suppose I am having a machine, or let's say I am having one AWS cloud server, and it is having of 2 GB of RAM. But if I see my work is increasing, but the configuration is not fine for me, then I can simply straight away increase my resource capacity. Okay, so that is called as a scaling. Okay, the scaling has helped a lot while using the AWS cloud, friends. Usually if you go to the data center management, like if you want to get one server, it will take at least 1 week, a minimum 1 week, because you have to get the configuration descriptions, okay, and you have to get approvals, and later on you have to check with the hardware resources availability, and then after 4 to 5 days you will get your resources ready. Okay, but after ready, what you have to do, you have to then again install the services, you have to install the applications also. The time will, it will eat the time as you compare to cloud. If you go with the cloud, max to max 5 minutes. In 5 minutes, you can establish the infrastructure also, friends. Okay. If you wanted 10 servers in the 5 minutes, you can deploy 10 servers in the platform and you can provide it this to the 10 users straight away. So that much of flexibility the cloud has provided to the IT industry. Okay. So you may get it out. Data center is also same. If you want a provision, you will get it. The cloud is also same. What is the main difference there? Right. The main difference, friends, here is the costing. Okay. Basically, if you want to maintain the data center, right, that is a whole headache of a user. Suppose I am one user, okay, and let's say Ravi is a person uh, who is a vendor, okay. I am maintaining the data center. Data center maintenance, what will have? It will have hardware, so whether it's a Lenovo, whether it's a Dell, okay. Then you have to maintain the security levels also. You have to provide a CC cameras, provision of securities and all. Then you have to maintain the temperature in the data center. That should be cool. That will also cost a lot. Okay, infrastructure you have to set up. That is also you have to set up. That is from the scratch. You have to create one data center. It will cost millions of dollars for the user. Okay, right. Here, if you go with a VMware, you will just simply buy a VMware license. Okay, you will buy a license, you will get a permissions to create up to like 200 or 500 VMs. Okay, but where these VMs sit, where these VMs will get those resources, that resources are to be provided by the user like me actually. Okay, he has to create one big data center. It will cost a millions and he has to maintain it till he wants to rely on that data center. But coming to the cloud technologies, right? What happening here is you are paying for only the services, whether it's a $1 a month or let's say $10 a week. Okay. So you are not paying or you're not maintaining the data centers. You are just using the resources. The remaining all headache is of the cloud providers, whether it's an Azure, AWS, GCP, okay, DigitalOcean. Okay, so this is the main difference between the data center and the cloud. Where is a monthly bill of $10 and where is a monthly bill of $1,000 or $2,000 of maintaining the data center. So that much of flexibility, that much of decrease in the investment has helped a lot. The people are transitioning to the AWS cloud or whether it's in different clouds. Here you may get a doubt. What about the existing data centers? Will they are ready to migrate to the AWS cloud or AWS Azure? Yes, there are different tools and methods which are doing the migration services. Like you can lift and shift. Like you select the machine which is available in the data center, select it and directly migrate to the AWS cloud. Okay, so the people are transitioning to the cloud. If you see in the market, right, if you go to the Naukri.com or Monster.com or LinkedIn.com, if you search for a profile AWS administrator, in the responsibility, you will see one line having an experience on migration services. Okay, the reason for is that all the companies, all the organizations are trying to release their legacy infrastructure. They don't want to bear those expenditure on themselves. Okay, so that is why that is what the difference between the data center and as well as cloud technologies. Okay, so this is how the cloud technology looks, friends. Okay, if you see in the left hand side, there is one user, device user will be there. Okay, the device user will be there, and this is what the cloud system is. Basically, I would simply say, just for your understanding, cloud is nothing but a data center. Okay, basically it is a little bit of it same like a data center, but we don't take a responsibility. The user will not take a responsibility. That is the total headache is of the cloud providers only. Okay, so here if you see there is a green boxes, these are all the physical machines actually. Okay, the physical machines means same like your laptop, but the configuration will be very high. Our simple laptop at home will have at least like 8 GB RAM or max to max 12 GB RAM, minimum to minimum, right? But if you go to this data center, if you go to the cloud, each this green machine, green box will have at least 250 to 500 GB of RAM capacity. Those are totally like a high end machines, sorry, high end machines which are provided. You may get it out like what are those vendors? The vendors are simple. They are Dell is there, HP is there, Lenovo is there. So they are all the providers of this infrastructure. Okay, so to run an application, I will go with one example, simple example. Let's say there is one application which we have created. that will post the videos, I would say simply. Okay, the sports video. Okay, like those videos will teach how to play the various games, whether it's cricket, football, basketball, tennis. Okay, you created an application and you will release these videos. Okay, so what is happening here? You're creating the videos. Those videos should be stored somewhere. That data should be available, right? And that should be in touch with an application also. If you see here, the application in the database will be there, that will be in touch with this physical machine. Okay, so to run the application you need CPU and memory, right? And to transfer the data from the database to the application, there should be some network connectivity that is also should be available. So all these things are provided by the AWS cloud, friends. Okay, if you see various application, whether simply I will take one example, Instagram. Simply I would take an example of Netflix. So these are all purely using AWS cloud or Azure cloud or GCP cloud, whatever the clouds they are. Okay, you can see the high end of transmissions happen, 1080G or let's say 4K videos. So all these things happens in the back end, relying totally on the cloud actually. Okay, if you read the case studies, right? If you search a cloud case studies in the Google, you will see a list of services provided that have been used by the regular resources also. Okay, so the user will sit somewhere and he will try to access these resources and run the applications from their end. Okay, so coming to this types of cloud technologies, there are three types of clouds: infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, software as a service. Okay, software as services means you have a software and you're providing it to the user, so that is called software as a services. Okay, now let's go a little bit elementary level. What is this compute and all? Okay, so compute refers to physical servers comprising the processing, memory, and storage required to run an operating system. Okay, so basically a computer will have few things which will make that system called as a computer. Memory should be there, processor should be there, storage should be there, and networking also should be there. So these are the four parameters which make a system called as computer. Okay, so coming to the processor, it is like a CPU. There are various CPUs available. Even the mobiles are also using the CPU systems, right? So they will do the transactions, they will do the uh, regular activities which you want to expect to do from the computer side, actually, whether it's a big mathematical calculations or big research, or you're doing any application developments. Okay, so these are all things will happens in this processor levels. Okay, you will have a memory also. Memory is random access memory, we all know. Based on the memory, the speeds and all will happens. And storage, you know, the storage is like whether it's a pen drive, these are all the storage part. Networking, so networking is important parameter to communicate, to connect among the machines. The networking will help in that. Okay, so this is how the RAMs look in the real time, and this is how the CPUs look in the real time. You may all see that in your career, okay, or in your knowledge systems, or in institutions. Okay, so this is how the storage look. Okay, so this is how the storage looks. You will have a disk, it will have a size of 500 to 1 TB, like that of size. Okay, and if you see in the down, it is a NIC card. Okay, this will help to communicate with the outer world, to transfer your data or import the data from the network. This will help you. Now, we had just discussed what is a data center, how it looks. If you see this video, he is a person who is removing some box from the big racks. Okay, what is mean by rack means you can see these are the horizontal and vertical boxes are there. These boxes are not boxes. They are actually the physical machines of having configurations of 500 to 600 GB of memories. Okay, so he's just simply removing that box and fixing it with a new one. So this is how the data center looks, friends. Okay, he is a data center engineer. Okay, he checks the physical availability, and any physical issues he will try to resolve it. Okay, so there are few types of physical servers: rack services, tower services, blade services. Okay, depending upon the designs only, this naming has been done. But apart from that, all these three do the same work. They will do the same activities. Okay. Now coming to the similarities in the computer and the server. Computer and the server. This is a main thing. Everyone will get a doubt like, what is this computer? What is this servers? Both look same, right? Both do same activity for us. There should be some variation in, right? So let's discuss those points actually. Let's discuss what are the similarities between the computers and the servers. The first thing, CPU, have a CPU for processing. Okay, CPU obviously you will have to process the application or process your task. Server will also do the same thing. CPU will do the same activity. The RAM is for quick access the memory, and the server also it is same. Okay, coming to the additional storage to store data, right? And additional storage to store the data also same thing. It will also have a NIC. The server will also have a NIC. So what's the difference? Let's check that also in the next slide. So this is the difference, friends. So if you go with the computer operating system, the first point comes. Only one user will have access at a time. Okay. Uh, I will give a simple example. You are having a laptop or you are having system in your home. Okay. You are accessing it. Okay. And your sibling, whether your sister or brother, he wants to access it parallelly. Will it be possible? No. Till you get log out from the machine, then only he or she will come and able to access the network, access the machine. Okay. So this is what the computer does. But what is servers do? In the servers, you can access multiple users at a time. Okay, you access it remotely from the different machines. You don't need the same machine to access. No, it is not like that. You're staying in Australia, you're staying in Mumbai, you're staying in Hyderabad, you're staying in Chennai, Bangalore. Let's say 5 users are there, they will access the same machine at a time, long hours. Okay, so that is what the beauty of using the servers. Okay, in the computers, you have to buy one license for one user. But when you go for the server level, you will have a list, you will have some quantity like this much of people can access at a time because you have buy the license of servers. Okay, so it has decreased the hardware procurement. It has decreased buying of the large amount of licenses, right? So this is what in the real world the people are using the server systems. Okay, the computer needs an input output to be connected to access the system. Input output devices means what is that? You will say like you have to, that means the computer should be connected interlinked. The monitor should be connected to the CPU. The CPU should be connected to the mouse. The mouse should be connected to the keyboard, and then it is connected to the NIC. But here in the server, you just need a simple system. You just enter the IP address. Okay, what is this IP address? See, every house will have its own address, right? Similarly, every system, every server will have its own address. Okay, if you want to communicate to that machine or server, the IP will help you to communicate with that server. Okay, so IP is a main thing. Okay, so IP will help to communicate with the user and with the system. Okay, user and system wants to communicate from remotely, then with the help of an IP, he will able to communicate with that actually. Okay, how will they communicate with the help of RDP and SSH? What is this RDP? Remote desktop protocol. If you are using the Windows machine, with the help of an RDP, you will connect. I will show you how to do that also when we create an EC2 instances, right? At that time, I will show you how we will communicate with the instances remotely actually. Okay, right? So I will stop here for today. Okay. So till now, any doubts, friends? Please let me know related to the crows. If you're okay, Praveen got it out. 1 second. Yeah, 1 second. Yes, Praveen, you speak now.
Uh, what is the minimum computer requirement for accessing the cloud services?
I would say like 2 GB RAM or 4 GB RAM of machine is fine because the total work is on internet, Praveen. Here, what is happening is you are going to use the web browser, whether it's a Chrome or whether it's an Internet Explorer, right? The first thing you should have is a network. whether whatever the network provider you have, and basic of 2 GB RAM is enough to run what it says, the browser, because the the AWS will not use your physical resources. Okay, the physical resources are using only to communicate to the AWS console actually. Yes.
Uh, whether less than 2 GB, like 512 MB RAM, small requirement, like small
Yes.
system requirement, can I able
Yes.
to run? Like
Uh,
if I am able to open the web page, like whether it supports only Windows or any Android based systems also, whether it will support.
I would suggest go with the Windows first actually. Right, because Windows will help you in the real time also, and it will help you to understand more easily actually. Because why I am telling Windows rather than Android is, if you want to communicate with the server, right, you need RDP services. That services are provided only by the Windows or the Linux based communication. Okay, the Android will not fit in this category actually, because Android is basically for the mobile devices or let's say tablets. Right. You cannot communicate the server from the Android platform. Okay,
What is
so
this RDP services as you just
yes, RDP services basically to communicate the server remotely. Okay, now this is my laptop, friends. Okay, right, and I am having a server which is sitting in US. Okay, my application is running in that. I want to make some changes and I want to run that application from my side. What I have to do, I cannot simply get a ticket and go and open that machine, right? So rather than, what I will do is I will click the Windows button, or I would say Windows R. Okay, so Windows R is there. One second, run command. Give me a second. Okay, so here I will type mstsc and click OK. Okay, here you will see a new window appears here. Okay, this is the IP. You enter your IP here and click connect. Now it is not available. When you click connect, it will ask for your credentials, user ID and password. Okay, you enter the credentials, you will see a window where you can able to access that services. Window is nothing but a Windows platform. How you see, how we log in into the machine, right? In the same way you will log in from here also. So this is called RDP. This is basically used for the Windows, but coming to the Linux, you have to use SSH. Okay, I will discuss that also in the coming sessions actually. You got it, Praveen? What I thought.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Okay, but the main thing is like Windows means like latest Windows only it will support, or any like Windows 95 or Windows 98, the old versions Windows also it will support.
Windows 98, I would not suggest, because those are all legacies and those are really outdated. Even the Microsoft has stopped the support for those machines. So I would suggest go for Windows 8, okay, or at least a little bit older versions, okay. If you go for Windows 98 and 93, that will not work out, because the reason is the 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 website which you are using, right, whether it's a Chrome or whether it's a Firefox, those are all compatible with the current versions of the OS actually. If you go and try to install the Chrome in the 98 or 93 machines, it will not accept it actually. Okay, you may get a doubt like, we are having Internet Explorer, we can use it. You can use it, but you will not get that much of fast transmission. The main concern here also is, friends, like there are some certificates which be available in the systems. Those are like a security certifications. Okay, if those are there, then only your system will work and you will try to access the websites and all. So I would prefer to suggest our latest version, not today's latest OS I was asking, little bit older, let's say 5 years old machines also you can use it. Yeah.
Yeah, the like I thought that whether it supports older version like Windows XP, or this type of, whether like this AWS thing, whether it supports Windows 98 or older version. That's what I want to make it sure.
Yeah, if you come in that way, I would tell you in another perspective to understand. Uh, there are various machines which are available in the market. right? Let's set Windows Server. There are Windows 2003 are there. If you remember, if you somebody knows that Windows 3 2003 is there, Windows 2000 is there, Windows Server 2008, right? So these are all the legacy OSs. Okay, now what happening here in the platform in the real world is the people are transferring whole 2003, they are upgrading the 2003 to 2012. The reason for this is the first thing, the Microsoft has raised his hands and simply told, I am not going to support further. That means if 2003 machine goes down, the Microsoft will not come to you and help you to power on that machine.
No, this
Okay.
actually, I am not going to bother about the Windows requirement. Like if I am going to work with Amazon Web Services,
Mm-hmm.
like whether it supports only for Windows platform, or, like it doesn't bother about like what type of Windows version you are using. Those
Mm-hmm.
things, whether it will ask for installation or something. That's what I want to make it sure. Like
Actually, if you observe, we are not installing anything. If you observe, right,
no,
we are
we are
not
not
at all
installing, like we are
installing.
configuring.
Yes.
We are just configuring the web services. In the
Yeah, that is
configuration,
also on cloud, not on your machine actually.
yeah, that
On
is
the
on the
machine,
cloud
you are
only.
just
Then why
using the
should we
Chrome.
have to
Yeah.
worry about what type of Windows version we are using in the desktop? That's what.
Yes. Why we are worrying about Windows machine, why this point came is because if you want to browse the Chrome and right, then you need a latest version of OSS in your system.
Yeah,
I
whether
am
it
speaking in
supports
that
only
way.
with Chrome, only Chrome it supports.
No, it is not like that. You can go with Firefox, you can go with Opera, you can go with Internet Explorer.
Oh,
You just
okay.
need a web browser. You just need a web browser. That's it.
It doesn't mean
Okay.
that it works with only with Chrome, or it works with all the web browsers in the market.
Yes, yes. It's just a web link. How we access Facebook, how we access Gmail, right? In the
Okay,
same fashion, it is a web link. Just enter that web link and access it. Simple.
okay, okay then. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Right. And any more doubts, friends? Okay. Praveen has asked the doubts. Let me raise down the hands. If you have any more doubts, please let me know, friends. All good. Thank you for the questions, Praveen, because that will help the users, the current people also, like so that they can check their configurations of their systems and all. Okay. So you can access anything anywhere, friends. You just need a web browser to access the AWS console, actually. Okay. So no more doubts. Okay. All right, friends. Let's meet on Monday because tomorrow is Saturday, right? So Saturday, Sunday is off. So let's meet on Monday and we will discuss further about the topics, right? So let's meet on Monday. All right, friends. Thank you very much for joining the session. It was a good session.